Hey, welcome back everyone. Today we're talking about the true source of anxiety, worry, overthinking, and how to actually let go of this need to control so we could start to experience the life that we truly desire. But first, if you're enjoying this content, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up or subscribe if you're new. It really helps my channel out. And if you'd like to work through this process together one-on-one, I'll put my coaching information down in the description below, along with some other great free content. So be sure to check that out. All right, now for the video. So the key to overcoming anxiety is really understanding what it truly is. And we've been told that anxiety and depression, for that matter, are these disorders that are caused by imbalances in brain chemistry that we could simply rebalance if we introduce synthetic drugs into the system. And of course, this explanation has made pharmaceutical companies billions of dollars over the years. And what I'm proposing here is that at its core, it's not a neurochemical problem. And actually, it's not really a problem at all. What anxiety is a defense mechanism. It's the brain's own way of protecting you in order to ensure your survival. And generally speaking, it's a sign of a much deeper emotional imbalance that needs to be addressed. All anxiety really stems from this need to control the future. But the need to control the future stems from this deeper insecurity of not feeling safe in the present. That if we felt that we were truly supported, truly loved, that our needs were met, we wouldn't really have any need to try to control future outcomes. And that's kind of the irony of it all, is that the more we try to control and manipulate the outcome, the worse things seem to turn out. And that's because, energetically speaking, really when we try to control life, we are resisting the natural flow of what is. And a lot of religious or spiritual traditions will tell us that this resistance to what is actually the cause of all of our suffering. So in saying that I need things to happen exactly in this way to feel safe, what we're actually doing is we're shutting ourselves off from the possibility of life bringing us something entirely better and greater. And this is why every teaching around prayer or manifestation says that we have to release our attachment to the way the outcome unfolds, that in trying to control it, we actually resist and fight it. And so this is a point that a lot of us say, yeah, I'm trying to let go, but I can't. I don't know how. It's hard. And it is hard. But the more that we try to force, the worse things they tend to get, because the more resistance we're putting up. So when we try to stop these anxious thoughts and we try to stop the need to control by shoving it down, we actually end up making it worse. We're essentially in a fight with ourselves at this point. We're counteracting force with force, and nothing gives. There can be really no winner in that situation. It's a war against ourselves. And we really have come to treat anxiety in our society as this enemy, kind of like we treat disease, that it's something we need to defeat and get rid of, rather than treating it as a sign or an indicator that's trying to tell us something deeper. And the thing is, your anxiety is not your enemy. It's actually your friend. And this is the shift that I think can really turn things around for a lot of people. The reason that anxiety develops in the first place is as a self-protection, a self-preservation mechanism. That our fears are actually just trying to keep us alive. They're trying to keep us on the planet. And this can be a big shift. The reason this fear and this anxiety is still here, and that we tend to relive it over and over, is because the subconscious mind believes that there's a reason for it, that there's some threat right here, right now, to our safety and our security. And if we look closely at our beliefs and the emotions that we tend to relive, most of us can trace this reason for our anxiety and our fear all the way back to the years of early childhood. We come into this world with these open hearts and these open minds, but after a while, we start to become jaded. We start to realize that there's not enough. There's not enough love. There's not enough attention. There's not enough safety, not enough money. And so most of us develop this deep feeling starting in childhood that our needs were unfulfilled, that we never really received the love and the support and the attention that we so deeply desired at that time. And so we develop, as a response, these defensive worldviews, so that to protect ourselves against the core wound that we won't be taken care of in the future, or that life is against us, life is hard. And generally at this point, people go one of two directions, and this is really interesting. We can either go the direction of passivity, where we succumb to this attitude of victimhood, hopelessness, or helplessness. And this, I think, is the result of this large sense of apathy and indifference that we see today, especially in younger generations. Or on the other hand, we can go the other way. We can go the aggressive route, where we develop this pattern of trying to control our environment to get our needs met. So this manifests as overthinking, overplanning, overdoing, manipulation, workaholism. All these are safety mechanisms, coping mechanisms. And this is the way I went. I went this route of overthinking and planning. I have a very analytical mind, and the mechanism that made me feel safe in early childhood, and the one that I carried with me throughout my life, is gathering as much information as I possibly could, and making very calculated risks and assessments of before making decisions. So my brain essentially said, if I can plan for all the things that could possibly go wrong, at least I feel safe knowing that I won't be caught off guard by disappointment or rejection when things don't turn out my way. So it's kind of planning for the worst case, and anything that happens will be better than that. I remember during my hockey career being so superstitious about my pregame routine. And if I had a good game, I'd try to recreate everything that I did that night so that I could convince my brain that I'd have another good game, another good performance. But if one little thing went wrong, or if I didn't have a good game, something was off in the environment, I didn't feel right, immediately I would start to think, I'm not going to have a good game. What if I fail? What if I make a bunch of mistakes? And what's interesting is that the more I expected things to go wrong, the more they would go wrong, right? We always get what we expect. Our external reality is a reflection of our internal state. And so I used to think that this was a fixed personality trait, that this is just the way I am. It's my personality, the way I was born, maybe genetics. But what I now understand to be true is that every part of us is malleable. And when I started healing these deeper patterns of lack and unworthiness, limitation, my obsessive tendency to control reduced drastically. I'm still a big analyzer to some degree. That's just how my brain likes to operate, but it doesn't control me. And that's what I want for you, is that you won't be controlled by your anxiety. Yeah, maybe we all feel it from time to time, but you don't have to be a victim to it. And if we really want to get to the core of these things, of what's running the operating system, we have to start to begin processing these deeper emotions that we neglected in early childhood, the things that were too painful for our little 3-year-old, 5-year-old mind to process. The healing is really in the feeling, and it's never too late. We can always choose to heal now, and it kind of works backwards in time. So when we feel safe to see these emotions objectively for what they are, just feelings and thoughts, then the subconscious mind has this way of processing it, and it feels safe to release it from the body for good. And this is what's called inner child work or shadow work, emotional healing. I'll link some videos that I've done on this down in the description below. But things like breath work or guided meditations, visualizations can be incredibly helpful in healing in this process. This is what spiritual traditions throughout time have called initiation, or what psychologist Carl Jung called the process of individuation or self-realization. He famously said that no tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. So it's really about embracing both the light and the dark aspects of ourselves. If we want to experience these higher states of consciousness, it really takes us diving deep into our consciousness and examining our old wounds, our old patterns, our old beliefs. We have to dive into the depths of our darkness to be able to rise from the ashes as this hero of our own story. This is the ancient axiom of know thyself, right? And so At this point, you might be saying, but wait, we can measure the imbalance in neurochemistry in individuals who have these mental health conditions, anxiety, and when I take my medications, it takes away the problem. I feel better. And popping pills is a whole lot easier than this whole shadow work thing, right? But here's the thing. We will see imbalances in the physical chemistry, but they're not the original cause. They're this outward reflection of something deeper, as I understand it. Think of it this way. We could say that emotions are the language of the soul, thoughts are the language of the mind, and chemistry is the language of the body. And when something is off in any of these planes of existence, mental, emotional, spiritual, we will always see a corresponding reflection at every other level, including the physical, through these chemical imbalances in the body or the brain. But the chemical imbalance isn't the original cause. So the choice really is up to us. Do we want this temporary relief by turning to alcohol, drugs, numbing ourselves with these mindless tasks like Netflix and social media? Or do we want permanent, lasting change, true inner transformation, illumination? And just think, you could be angry right now because you're trying to manipulate and control life into maybe it's giving you a raise. And it's not going your way, it's not happening. But just think, what if the universe is trying to tear everything down in your life right now so that it can rebuild something completely new in your life and put you in a more fulfilling job where you're making twice what you used to? And so the truth is we really just don't know. We don't know what's in store for us, and so often what really is in store for us is way better than anything that we could currently imagine at the place that we're in right now. And so be open to this possibility that maybe the universe is saying to you, stop settling and dream bigger. And if you're having a hard time surrendering to this idea and letting go so you could actually experience this new life, then start to look under the hood. What's really driving you? What beliefs and emotions, and what's causing you to feel unsafe? What moments and memories from early childhood do you need to resolve at this time? This is one of the most powerful things you can ever do. It's been one of the most transformative processes in my life. And when you resolve these deeper underlying traumas, I promise you that you'll feel your energy and your life completely shift forever. So, guys, if you want to work through this process with me one-on-one, we'll put the information down below in the description area. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section as well. What has your experience been? What therapies and modalities have worked for you? I appreciate all of your feedback, your suggestions. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see in the future, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a great day.